Everything you need to know about John Cena's retirement tour. CM Punk wants one of his final matches, and Triple H has addressed that Money in the Bank botch. I'm Luke Owen, and this is the WrestleTalk News.
Support WrestleTalk!
A few hours before WWE Money in the Bank kicked off, Fightful Select were tipped off by one of their backers that John Cena was in Toronto ahead of the pay-per-view. Fightful Select could not confirm if Cena would be on the show, and if he was, in what capacity, and there might have been a reason why it was kept so tight-lipped. Trish Stratus brought out John Cena halfway through Money in the Bank as a surprise, and he revealed his towel now bore the words, "The last time is now." Quickly, it was spotted that his new t-shirt design was one that said he was on a retirement tour, and that would become the basis of his promo, because John Cena has announced that he is retiring from wrestling. So why here, why now, and why at Money in the Bank in Canada? Cena spoke about his 20 years in WWE and said that he's seen the company go through a lot. WWE is currently the hottest wrestling ticket in town, and the crowds are so much louder now than they have been for WWE's wrestling in years. He said that he's seen WWE be hot, but he's also seen WWE be ice cold. But even on those cold shows, Canada always showed up. Canada was always loud. And so he wanted to announce his retirement in front of the Canadian audience that always told him how they felt about him, both positive and negative. He said that WWE was moving forward and making history, including moving Raw to Netflix in 2025, and he wants to be part of that history. So he will be on Raw on Netflix in 2025. But it will be his last. The 2025 Royal Rumble will be his last. The 2025 Elimination Chamber will be his last. And WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas in 2025 will be his last. He announced that he would be on the post-show press conference and thanked the fans for always showing up for him. This was clearly an emotional moment for Cena, who had to hold back the tears at several points, and Michael Cole ended off the segment by saying that he has called so many of John Cena's big matches, and he really does believe that he is the greatest of all time. It was so interesting hearing Cena talk about how hot WWE is right now, as he is someone who saw, and was actually on top for, a lot of the dark period of WWE, the competitionless WWE, where it felt like the show was coasting. Creative lows, bored crowds, and that seeming lack of ambition. The WWE we have now in 2024 is worlds apart from the WWE we had between 2002 and 2022. And a lot of fans, particularly ones around my age, those fans in their mid to late 30s and early 40s and older, have gone through their own journeys with Big Match John. He was booed out of every building he was in for a reason, and some of that was because he was this cartoon goofball who just wasn't as cool as the top guys during the era when we were kids and teenagers. But we all grew out of our dumb 20s and began to appreciate Cena's work, especially during that fantastic US Open run, and his work outside of WWE, where it turns out he's actually quite a good actor. No idea where this good actor was hiding during all of those stilted promos he did when he was WWE champion. Make no mistake about it, this is a monumental announcement. One of wrestling's biggest draws of all time is hanging up the jorts for good. But the promo on Money in the Bank left off some key details, like his final match will not be at WrestleMania next year. At the post-show press conference, Cena was asked about why he decided now was the right time to retire. It turns out that this is something that Cena has been thinking about for a while, and said that it was actually WWE that reached out to him to suggest that now would be the time. He said, "I approached the WWE with this idea and they kind of initiated the talks. This would be a great span of time if we were ever gonna do it." He added that WWE is doing incredible business at the moment, again mentioning that huge Netflix deal, but doesn't really feel like he's part of that. But he takes pride in still being an individual that WWE can call up and say, "Hey, remember that idea you were talking about? We think the time is now." Cena added, "I'm flattered that I was asked to be part of something like this." He also made reference to other retirements in wrestling and guys who just come back to the ring a few years after their final match. He wanted to be clear that this is it. He is done with wrestling once this retirement tour is over. He even ruled out things like being a special guest referee and taking bumps. He said, "I will be a fan and an advocate, and that is it." In his promo at Money in the Bank, Cena said that next year's Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and WrestleMania would be his last ones, which led to a lot of speculation that he would have his retirement match at WrestleMania. However, there's more to it than that. Much like Bryan Danielson and Sting in All Elite Wrestling, Cena has a lot planned for his final year in ring. That's right, the entire year. He told the press conference it's not going to end at WrestleMania. WrestleMania will be my last WrestleMania, but hopefully, if everything goes to plan, we're going straight through from January to December. He did admit that he's got a lot of things to juggle, but reckons if all works out, he should do between 30 and 40 dates with WWE in 2025. But come 2026, John Cena will not be completely done with WWE. He told the press conference that part of his retirement agreement is that he will be remaining in the WWE family in some capacity for an extended time to come. He said that WWE is his home. So no John Cena to AEW confirmed gimmicks, thank you kindly. And although he is distancing himself from wrestling, he's not entirely leaving WWE. He said, I look forward to ending my participation in the ring in the best way that I possibly can and being a member of the extended WWE family. He was also asked about his final opponent, noting that he had a stare down with The Rock at this past WrestleMania. Cena said that he doesn't have the power to handpick his matches, and he's just excited to see what stories they can tell as part of this retirement tour and to see who will be part of it. He did rule out a heel turn as part of the press conference, saying that he wants to be honest with himself during his final year, but was not asked about the possibility of winning a world title one more time and breaking the Ric Flair record. Speaking on that subject on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer speculated, I don't know if they would want it, but they may want it. They may want to be able to market him as the greatest of all time and the person who's held the most world titles. How would you book John Cena's retirement? Let me know in the comments down below. But one person who does want to throw his hat into the ring for a final match is CM Punk. CM Punk, fresh off screwing Drew McIntyre at yet another pay-per-view, was also part of the Money in the Bank press conference, where he was asked about John Cena's retirement and his thoughts on it. He joked, I texted him right away and said, don't leave before you say hi to me, and he texted back, haha, have a good one tonight. And I immediately took that as, piss off, I'm leaving! Although Cena said during the press conference that he would be done with wrestling once 2025 is over, thus adhering to the retirement, Punk thinks he can be the man to change his mind. He said, I told him I'll be the guy that drags him out of retirement. This retirement that he says he's gonna adhere to, and this is it, and when the final one happens, that's gonna be it. Like, yeah, 15 years, I'll drag him out of retirement. Punk opened up about their careers being tied together and added, I'm looking forward to what he does, and I told him if it's going to be one more time, we gotta do it at least one more time. Who would you like to have part of John Cena's final matches? Let me know in the comments down below. Triple H thanked John Cena for all he's done for WWE over the years and said that he's very proud to watch him grow from his time in OVW all the way to calling his own shot and retiring on his own terms. But that wasn't all that Triple H was asked about. During the Seth Rollins vs. Damian Priest World Heavyweight Championship match, Priest did not kick out of a Falcon Arrow, and the referee had to fake a near fall. It was a clear botch, and one that Triple H addressed head on. He said, human beings in the ring, mistakes happen, things happen. It is what it is. It's funny for me now looking at it that if that was something I was involved in as a talent, I don't care how good the rest of it was, that would be all I would think about. I hate for it to be like, oh yeah, you're that one guy who didn't kick out that one time. That's the shame part for me, because his performance tonight was off the charts, as was Seth's, as was Drew's, as was Punk's, as was everybody else in this show tonight. It's just the way the world works. And you can watch me review that match and everything else from Money in the Bank by clicking the video on screen right now.